All right. Well, welcome to the Anything Else podcast. It's going to be a different episode today. Dallas is out of town. Ollie's still out of town. So we
What do
got
you mean?
guest-
I'm right here.
guest-
I'm Dallas.
guest star Will Wallace has now been upgraded to full-on co-host for today.
Yes. Let's go.
And with us, we have our lovely guest today, Michelle, from such bands as Skaravan, and one of the funkiest sax players in town, if not the funkiest sax player in town. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. So we kind of know you a little bit, and we're familiar with your work, but some of our listeners may not be. So but right now, the no music is not in effect yet.
Okay.
So who are you? Tell everybody who we are.
Well, I'm Michelle Lee-Klassen. I was born and raised in Swift Current. So I grew up there. That's where I got my start playing music. It's like a hotbed of musicians down there. I feel like some of the best musicians I've met have come from Swift Current.
Yeah.
And that's really where I got started playing jazz and also playing in a rock band with my now husband, who I met in high school in Swift Current, and a bunch of our really good friends. We played in a band for a good decade called Emmett Hall, put out an EP and did a lot of fun shows and wrote a lot of amazing music during that time. And we are all from Swift Current and kind of met at different times in our life. And then we ended up all being up in Saskatoon at one point or the other. And that's how we ended up playing together. And then years went on, and now I'm in Skaravan after kind of randomly meeting Felipe, who's the lead singer, through a friend. And he was looking for a saxophone player, so I just thought I'd give it a shot. And so it's been amazing because the last couple of years I've got to meet a lot of people in the Saskatoon music community and really be able to just like play all the open mics and meet all these amazing people and kind of connect with lots of different musicians. So that's been awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to hear your story about music. It's great to talk about music, but for the purposes of this podcast, we got to talk about anything else.
All right.
It's the name of the thing.
Yeah.
It's the name. I got to name drop the thing, otherwise people
thing.
forget what it's called.
Yeah. I got it.
So what's your main interest that isn't music?
Okay. Well, I have a lot of random hobbies, but one of my favorite things that I like to do, especially now that it's warm, is skateboard.
Nice.
Oh, that's
And
so sick.
but I'm not great. But I just started skateboarding a few years ago during the pandemic, right when I turned 30. And I was kind of having like not quite midlife crisis, but almost a little bit, where I was like, I'm
Third life crisis.
running out of time and I need to do all these things. I had just had my second baby was really little, and I was like, oh, I wish I had done all these things before. And I was kind of in that mode. So I decided I was going to buy a longboard and learn how to skate
That's wicked.
and be a cool mom. And so I've been doing that for the last few years. And just recently I bought a surf skateboard because I wanted to try to learn to surf skate style.
Right.
And we put my oldest son, who's just about 8, in some skateboarding lessons, and he goes once a week through the organization Right to Skate. And so my whole plan was that as he is doing his skateboard lesson, I would just kind of watch
That's
and
great.
then pick up some
Secretly
tips and then
take
secretly
lessons.
just do it in the background as he's doing his
Man.
yeah.
Oh, that's so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So that's been fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Out of all the punk rockers we've had on this podcast, we finally have a skateboarder.
Yes.
I've been so
Yeah.
disappointed by that.
So I don't personally skateboard, but I am passionate about the medium of skateboarding and skating and people having room to do it. So I play in a band called Landfall, for those who don't know. Sorry for breaking the veil for a second. We did a fundraiser show with Right to Skate.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's actually really cool to hear you talk about it again. They're a great organization.
Yeah, totally. It's awesome that there's something like this because I always loved the idea of skateboarding when I was little, and I actually remember asking for a skateboard, but I didn't really know how to ride it. It wasn't great. And I remember basically like my sister and I would have tea parties on it, and we would use it as a a table. And then one time we leaned on it and rammed it through the wall by accident. I remember that very specifically, but I never really learned to ride that thing. But it was always something that I wanted to do. But I go to the skate park with my kids all the time. And the other day, I can go in a straight line and ride, but I can't do anything in this skate park. But I was trying to go up and down the little ramp, very small, and I wiped out really hard. And my son was like, "Mom, you're so embarrassing." But it was fun. I was trying my best. So
How much of like
good.
skate culture have you absorbed? Like, do you know a lot of the like cool slang terms or anything?
not really. I know like, Tony Hawk and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah, that's about it. They've actually played a really cute game where they were playing What Time Is It, Mr. Wolf, but it was What Time Is It, Tony Hawk.
Oh, that's so
yeah,
funny.
It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I'm not like really into the skateboarding culture, but I like the idea of being able to ride around and go to the
Yeah.
skate park and
The only one I remember is it riding Goofy or Goofy footing?
Oh yeah. And that's for snowboarding too.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
get-
snowboard, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been fun. My biggest thing now being older, not that I'm like really old, but I'm in my 30s, is just getting injured. And
No,
you know,
that's
you
so
get
fair.
injured and then I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to wreck one of my saxophone hands and not be able to
Yeah.
play, but it's fun anyway."
Yeah. Isn't that always the thing with having hobbies outside of the taboo subject? Is
Yeah,
that
right.
oh, I don't want to hurt myself in certain particular ways.
I know, right? It just takes a little longer to recover and
Yeah.
get back to normal. So, no. But when my kids fall, they just stand back up and they're like rubber bands, so they're good to go. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you
they-
ever?
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to ask something that she probably won't know about, which is I don't know if you play video games at all.
I don't. My kids like video games, but
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
oh well, I remember that from like is that like a 2000s video game?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
old.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I
Such
remember
great
that.
soundtracks.
I remember that one for sure. Like N64, maybe,
Like
or
like
PlayStation.
PlayStation 1, 2
Okay.
kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
Remember that
Same era, I would say.
I think
though.
so, yeah.
Kind maybe like leading into GameCube. There have also been like a million horrible spin-offs of the series, kind of with anything that's popular and easy to license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the. What I was gonna ask is, so you said your kids have been taking the lessons, and then you've kind of been trying to like vicariously learn through that
Yeah.
process. How are your kids finding it? How are they like picking up the hobby? How is it?
They love it. I mean, kids learn stuff so easily. Like my son makes it look so easy, just zips up and down the ramps and doesn't really bat an eye, So it's just like they pick up stuff so quickly. So it's been great for him because he's learning skills that I don't know how to teach him. But I think the cool thing about skateboarding is for kids is you have to persist on it and repeat the same thing thousands of times before you can complete it, right? So it's really
Absolutely, yeah.
like you really have to be persistent if you actually want to, do a kickflip or an ollie or something like that.
Yeah.
So not that he can do that yet, but if you want to, you have to do it thousands of times
yeah.
before you can actually do it. So I think it's actually, it's a cool sport in the sense that you really have to be persistent and a bit fearless to actually want to do it. So
Yeah. Is that
like
your
it that way.
aspiration, is to eventually learn how to do some tricks?
no, I'm just happy going in a straight line doing some curves around this.
It's a mode of
I'm
transportation
happy with
to
that.
you.
Yeah, like in my
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
like
yeah.
in my mind, I'd like to be able to kind of go up and down like a little ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to
And
be
that's
able to
good.
do the half pipe
Okay,
successfully.
yeah. Not, I mean, maybe not quite the full half pipe.
Yeah.
Maybe like the little small bottom part. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
What kind of skateboard what kind of skateboards do you have, like as far as like designs go? Like, are they cool looking?
They're kind of cool. I have a longboard. It's got like a kind of a cool decal, like red decal on the bottom, and then I've got a surf skateboard that's kind of like an indigo blue color. So it's kind of cool.
What is the difference with a surf skateboard then? Because that's new to me. I don't know
Yeah,
what
It
that is.
seems
is
like
that
it's a style that's becoming more popular. It's more like you can kind of pump back and forth like you're surfing on a wave. So there's like a
Oh.
little tail lip at the back of the board. And I think the trucks are a little bit more flexible, so you can kind of pump back and forth instead of just kind of riding straight and turning. You can kind of go back and forth and get speed that way. I haven't learned.
What are trucks, Will? That's another one I just remembered what she said at. What are trucks?
Trucks?
Yeah, if somebody's asking about your trucks.
Okay. Oh boy. See, I know nothing about skating. So are they the things that attach the wheels to the board? That's my guess.
It is just the wheels.
I
isn't
think
it?
that's
Yeah.
what
Oh,
it is.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's my understanding about what it is. I've watched a lot of videos, but I haven't, yet mastered it. But it's pretty cool because there's a women's group that apparently meets on Thursdays, and one of the ladies was telling me that she likes to ride that style, so I might go
Yeah.
check it out. And
Cool.
yeah,
That's the great thing about Saskatoon is there's
It's
always a
great.
group of people doing something.
it's so cool. Like there's so many. It's almost overwhelming, like the amount of things that you could do in Saskatoon in a community. Like there are so many different little activities or things that you wouldn't have thought of that you would want to try, and it's here. Somebody's doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. Like have you seen those people that do like it's like skiing but on like they've got like skis that have wheels?
I've seen that. That's really cool
Whoa,
too.
wait,
Yeah.
that's new to me. What?
Yeah, no, out by my place I always see that. Like it's wild. They're but,
Roller
like,
skiing?
I guess, yeah. Like
That's
I don't know.
pretty cool.
I don't know if they like also cross country in the winter, but yeah, it's like they're ski training or something. But yeah,
And there's
I-
all kind of cool bikes out there now too. I saw down on the Meewasin, like those, the ones that you sit on. They're almost like a tricycle for adults.
yeah, yeah,
So cool too. Yeah.
yeah. Bikes is wild too. Like that like BMX and all that, and like even just bikes in general is a completely other world.
Totally.
Like my old boss at the rink back in Manitoba, he fixes bikes for a living, and like yeah, like some of the stuff he'd talk about was just crazy. How many different things there were.
It's really neat in Saskatoon. Like, it's awesome that we have so many. Like, we really have distinct seasons, but people really get into all of this.
Oh, yeah.
And really, like, even biking. I see people biking all throughout winter with their giant tires and stuff like that. I just think that's awesome.
Do you plan on snowboarding now that you're learning to skateboard?
No, I'm a skier, and I feel like the ship has sailed for me. Snowboarding. It's just like I feel like to wrap your brain around it now at this
Yeah.
point, it's just would be too much for me. I'm going to stick with skiing, but my kids are getting really good at snowboarding, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I was never able to do either.
I always thought snowboarding was like cooler than skiing, but I'm just going to stick with skiing. Yeah.
I don't know. I grew up with a friend who did like downhill, like competitive downhill skiing, and like he was able to do some cool shit. Like, honestly, I think doing like a flip on skis is more impressive than
It's
on a
pretty
snowboard.
cool. We went to the Slush Cup at Optimist Hill at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really cool to see how many people can just rip down the hill and do crazy flips. And even like the little guys that were going down, it was awesome. It was really
great.
cool to see. Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't do it, but it was really neat.
What's the like infrastructure like in Saskatoon for skateboarding? I never have really actually noticed that, but like how many skate parks do we have and stuff like that? Is it a pretty common thing around here?
The main one is the Lions one down by the river.
Okay.
Off of Spadina. I think that's the biggest one, it seems like. And then there's there's one on Taylor. That's a
Yep.
smaller one. And they just put in like a little half pipe thing. And then there's a even smaller one outside of Lakewood or like the Civic Center there, Lakewood or like by the tennis court.
Yeah.
But I don't know about any other ones. I've heard Warman has a really good skate park, but I've never been out to
I
Warman.
think I've heard that too. I don't know. Yeah. Now that you mention it, I've heard that too, which is odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And there's like little skate groups popping up like in Saskatoon through Right to Skate. And even I think in Martinsville or Warman, there's like maybe an indoor skate park that's opening up. But it's just neat how many different opportunities there are here to learn different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially coming from a smaller town, there you just kind of, if you were interested, you tried to learn it on your own. But here, there's like a group or a club or something for everything. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I've got a question here. So kind of related to skating, and now that you've been doing it for a couple of years, what's kind of like a piece of advice you might give someone who's like just starting out, like just trying, like maybe like a baseline intuition or something that you might take for granted having done it for a while?
I would say you're not too old if you're old like me in your 30s. I would say start at a skate park and not just on your street, because sometimes if it's like rocky and bumpy and stuff and you're not used to it, it's really easy to get stuff caught in your wheels and then you end up falling and stuff. So start on like some smooth, nice concrete that's all clean and ready to go, and then you'll have a bit of a easier time getting your balance and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good advice, I think. I feel like skateboarding is kind of like Will and I we play Dungeons and Dragons, and I think skating is kind of a bit similar with that in the sense that like something that used to be very taboo.
Yeah.
Everything was so anti-skating.
Totally.
Skating was just the devil, and now it's such a common thing now, and like and like people do it as a hobby now that aren't necessarily skaters and stuff.
There was like a negative, I think, culture around skateboarding for the longest time.
Yeah.
It seems like there was a negative perception of people who skateboarded, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't seem to be like that anymore. It just seems to be a more common thing that anybody can get into.
I
Yeah.
always found anti-skating architecture to be fascinating.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the rise of like anti-homelessness architecture nowadays, but like the anti-skating architecture is always just really hilarious.
Like the signs that would say no skateboarding, or is that what you mean?
the stuff in the built environment too. Like there's those examples of benches that are deliberately designed so that you can only sit on them. You can't like lay down, or if you take up too much
you
space.
can't hit a grind on them.
Oh yeah, and then the like anti-skating architectures, it's just designed in such a way that you can't like move through the environment in linear fashion. There's some kind of like blockade one, or I'm gonna pull my urban planner's cap back and put that on. I went to school for urban planning.
Oh, I had no idea
Um,
that was even a thing.
Oh yeah, it's kind of interesting too because it's not just like practically damaging to the environment in the sense that it reduces the number of people who can actually use the space, but it's also usually just hideous. Like we like long continuous forms, and
Yeah.
breaking those up in the environment looks shabby.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
But if you did parkour, you'd be like, I'm just going to jump over it
I was
anyway.
about to say,
Yeah.
yeah. You stop the skaters, you won't stop parkour, which is even wilder.
Right?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I'll get into next.
Is parkour?
Kidding. No, I won't.
Hey, you said it's never too late. Don't be a hypocrite now.
This is me in a Skaravan show with a cast on my leg.
Hey, as long as your fingers aren't broken, you're good.
Yeah, there we go. That's true.
I mean, to be fair, not to talk about the thing, but like ska's a punk subgenre. Like, you're just owning it now.
True. There we go. True.
Well, what do you think, Will? Should we move on to some of our regular segments?
We could perhaps do that.
Some of our regular scheduled programming?
Perhaps.
All right. Well, I did manage to get Ollie and Dallas to contribute some of the segments today, so they were at least able to do that. Ollie gave me a pretty good Who Dis. So this is our first segment. It's a fan favorite. We call it Who Dis. So I'm going to give you the name of a real person. I don't expect you to know this person, and
Okay.
I guarantee you won't. I want you to tell me who you think this person is, just based off of the name alone.
Okay. Is it a famous person?
No,
Oh. Okay.
it is intentionally not.
Okay.
And I am going to pronounce this in the way that I think it deserves to be pronounced, which is the name of your Who Dis this week is I'm a Hog.
Yeah, that's what that says.
Okay.
I'm a Hog.
And I have to guess based on that?
Yeah, who
Yeah.
do you think I'm a Hog is,
Tell us,
just
tell us
based
a
on the
story.
name alone?
Who is I'm a Hog?
As in, just make it up.
Oh, like I'm just making
Yeah,
up a person?
who does this person sound like?
I'm a hog. I feel like it reminds me of somebody who would be on a farm or something like that.
Yeah.
with pigs. Like maybe it would be a person who is on like a old-timey farm that is like working with a pitchfork with a red barn behind them, and there's like I'm just picturing like pigs and hogs in the back.
Yeah.
That's my main thing that I'm picturing right now.
I'm a Hog is the daughter of a Texas governor.
Oh.
And she was also a philanthropist.
Oh well,
But just had a very unfortunate name.
were they farmers?
I don't actually know. Texas, it's possible.
maybe.
It's possible,
Okay, there you go.
Texas. Our next segment is called Brush with Fame. So this is a new one from this season. Tell us your most boring celebrity story. Like, did you see someone across the street or...
You know what? When we were in the airport once, and it was one of those like you're going to your next gate.
Yeah.
And we were heading there, and we were in the States. I can't remember, like Minneapolis airport or something like that. And I was so sure that we had seen Ashton Kutcher. I think that
Really? Yeah.
like somebody like that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's him. But it was too late because we were going to be late for our gate. So we just had to abandon that thought, and we just like kind of kept going. But who knows if it was
Yeah.
actually him or not.
Ashton
but,
Kutcher
yeah.
at an airport in
Yeah.
Minneapolis. That's good.
I mean,
That's solid.
unlikely, but maybe.
It's
I mean,
possible.
who knows? Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
One of these days, I just want somebody to say they ran into like Josh Duhamel in North Dakota. Somebody who's the only celebrity from their state.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Actually, I should save that for the season finale. I don't want to tell mine. This next segment, Ollie has decided it needed a name. He's called it Master of Jack. So, what is your most useless skill that you have? Something that you're really good at that is completely useless in your everyday life.
Oh my gosh. That is a really good question. Oh my. Yikes. Let's see. Well, something that I'm really good at is not keeping plants alive at all.
God.
Like every time that I get a plant, it's several days. And I try my best,
Yeah.
especially if it's an indoor plant, but it's gone. So, I mean, and maybe that is significant in my everyday life because I can't actually keep plants alive, but that's one of
Okay.
my,
Plant homicide.
and maybe it's not a great skill, but
I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
You can get into pest control.
Yeah, there you go.
Get rid of weeds.
Another very useless skill is that I have a deep long-term memory of lots of lyrics from the 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s hip hop and rap music that I used to listen to.
Oh, that's cool.
That comes out now as a mom and an adult where I'm like, I shouldn't know that. I shouldn't have been singing that when I was younger. That's really inappropriate and terrible.
That'd be really handy in
Yeah.
like the right kind of trivia night.
Very true.
Oh yes, now we get to move on to what is everybody's favorite segment. It's gonna have a different name today though, because Dallas isn't here. So normally the segment is called "Are You Smarter Than Dallas Outsider?" But today we are playing "Are You Smarter Than William Wallace?" And you are in for a treat because
Oh,
Will's
boy.
a lot smarter than Dallas is. Sorry, Dallas, but you know it's true. So in this game, this is Trivial Pursuit. I believe the Genius Edition, circa like 1982.
Oh boy. Okay.
So the way this is going to work is still going to have the same rules. I'm going to ask the guest the question first, and if you get it wrong or pass, it moves on to Will.
Yes.
All right, let's see what we got here. What's gonna be our first victim today? Okay. What did Thomas Watson's Computing Tabulating Recording Corporation become on March 5th, 1924?
Paramount TV.
In 1924?
No. No. Okay. I don't. Oh God. What would that be? Okay, read it again.
Okay. What did Thomas Watson's Computing Tabulating Recording Corporation become on March 5th, 1924?
So it's to me now? I
Yeah.
have to guess this?
Hit it, Will.
Good Lord.
It's not Paramount TV.
Yeah, so it's definitely not Paramount.
We've narrowed it
TV.
down.
What are the first letters of those things? It was
The
tabulating
Computing Tabulating
Oh,
Recording
smart.
Corporation. It's not going to help you, though.
Yeah,
I
I was
get
gonna
your logic,
say-
but that's not helping you.
fucking MGM.
IBM.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Really?
Yep, IBM.
No, that's a good one.
Which is crazy. IBM is that old.
Yeah.
Wow.
IBM predates the computer.
Wow.
What country boasts Ishmael's Palace and the Palace of King Farouk?
Palace. I don't know. Let's see.
Ishmael's Palace and the Palace of King Farouk.
Israel?
No,
That's a good guess. That's
it's a good
about
guess.
The area
It's
of
in the right area.
gonna...
Okay.
What do you think, Will?
Palace of King Farouk.
King Farouk.
King Farouk.
That good old King
Lebanon.
Farouk.
I'll go Lebanon.
Oh.
Egypt.
I was going to
Okay.
say that was actually my first one.
That would have been a good one too.
Should have gone with my instinct.
Question 3. What is wrong with assessant milk?
Assessant milk?
Yes, what is wrong with milk if it's assessant?
Oh.
That's a good word. Assessant.
Assessant. It's. I'm going to say unpasteurized, but maybe that's not the same thing. Maybe it's.
What does unpasteurized mean again?
Unpasteurized means that it has not been heated to kill bacteria.
Okay, well, it's not that.
Okay. It's.
Assessant.
That is a
Is
$10
it
word.
not from a cow?
No.
That's a good
That's pretty
guess.
good, actually. Don't mind that. That's good. What do you think, Will?
Assessant.
If milk is assessant.
Trying to like
I think I'm
Or is
pronouncing
it like-
Latin root word my way into this.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you with the wah-wah.
Assessant. How do you spell it?
Assessant. Yeah. I'm going to say assessant milk has failed an exam.
It's sour.
Oh, like acidic?
That's what that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess. I guess.
So it literally
actually,
is
yeah.
just a $10 word for like
yeah,
a $3
it is a very
concept.
Sour milk.
overdone word.
All right.
Cool.
The milk's gone
Okay.
bad.
Question 4. Score is still 0-0. It's like
smart.
having Dallas here.
I'm so happy that I'm doing about as well as Dallas.
What, according to Hoyle, I don't know who they're meaning by Hoyle, are the oldest gaming implements known to man?
Gaming.
Yes, the oldest gaming implements known to man.
What the hell?
Dice.
Nice.
Oh, that's such a good guess.
Good pull.
Yeah,
Ooh, yes.
All right, 1-0.
Ching.
Can you tie it up, Will?
probably not.
As I like to do on the final question, I'm going to hit you with a yes/no.
Okay, yeah.
Do blueberries have seeds? I didn't say it'd be easy.
Is it? I feel like it's a trick because
I do know
want
the
to
answer
say.
to this question.
I want to
weirdly
say no, but I have a feeling it's yes.
Final answer?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
yes.
it's yes. Curses! I've been foiled.
Congratulations, Michelle. You are smarter than William Wallace.
All right.
I'm- That was the applause button I hit. Excellent. We got to label this.
Dallas's track record is better than mine now. So he
What?
should.
By winning once?
Yeah. Yep.
I had to redeem myself from the Paramount TV one.
All right, so this is our quick fire round. So we're going to ask you just 10 questions here. And by quick fire, I mean they're just simple, easy to answer questions. Meant to kind of build a psychological profile of you, in case the FBI comes knocking or something.
Great.
So, in your opinion, in one movie, what is the best and the worst Nick Cage film?
Oh,
I keep forgetting
National
this
Treasure.
question.
That's a good
Oh,
pull.
that
Yeah,
is a
that's a
good
good pull. Yeah.
yeah.
We used to ask just kind of what's your favorite, but then for this season, I was running them by our friend Dan, and he was like, "Oh no, it should be what's both the best
Yeah.
and the worst." And he said, I think he said, what's that? Is it 60 seconds or Gone in 60 Seconds?
Okay.
Is what he said is the
Okay.
best and worst.
Yep.
If you could put a CSI in any city, what would it be?
Oh, good one. I would put it in to New Orleans.
Ooh.
Is there not a CSI New Orleans?
There's an
I can't believe they-
NCIS New Orleans.
Okay.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
the kind of trivia you might expect would help someone in a trivia game, but I guess not.
Okay, if
Sorry that I
not
didn't
in
ask
a
you
different
questions just
city,
about Dick Wolf
maybe
media.
you know what also would be an interesting one
Dick Wolf's a
would
good
be
whodunit.
to do it in like a little small town,
Oh, yeah.
like a little small Saskatchewan town, just like a corner gas kind of town.
CSI
cool.
Corner
Or
Gas.
CSI corner gas, Dog River.
CSI Dog
Yeah,
River.
there you go.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
We found a body. Oh my God, a quarter of the
Yeah.
town's been murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
This is genocide.
See, it's genius. TM, I'm trademarking that one.
What is the best ice cream flavor?
Ooh, like double fudge.
Good one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Like super chocolatey.
Planes, trains, or automobiles?
Automobiles.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that for any reason?
I just like the road trip.
The road trip is
aspect.
good.
I like the road trip aspect.
There's
of it.
things you get out of the road trip
Yeah.
you can't get out of the flight.
No, it's true.
What is the best flavor of soda?
Root beer.
Root beer.
Okay.
Good pull.
Yeah.
What's something that feels illegal but isn't?
Ooh. Like really relaxing. Like relaxing to the point where you're like, you've nothing else on your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your favorite small town?
Ooh. Maple Creek.
Nice.
That's a good
I've
pull.
never actually been there before, but it seems like a very lovely town.
It is really cute.
What is your favorite card in a deck of cards?
The Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a good pull.
What is the best tool?
Ooh. Does like what is the best tool? Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna say like all of the little screwdrivers, the case of screwdrivers that come with like all the different sizes.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
one.
agree.
Yeah.
The ones that you definitely will need at
Yes,
some
all the
point,
time.
but you will never predict when.
Exactly.
Also, I'm so happy that we've got off hammer. The first like 4 episodes was just hammer, 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 and I was like, I think we need to get rid of that segment.
I almost said tape, but it wasn't a tool. But I
Oh,
used it
tape's
like it was a
good.
tool.
Yeah.
It's
Tape's
also a
fine.
good pull.
And finally, from the quickfire, aliens? Question mark.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. Understood.
Okay.
I just want to say real quick that
Yeah, go
bit
for it.
about relaxing, feeling illegal. As someone who's very anxious, I feel that
Yeah.
so deeply.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as a parent, I'm like, usually, you relax for a little bit too long and somebody's calling for you. So it feels like,
Yeah. Well, and like as two people that have recently like finished our higher education,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's hard to learn how to relax
it's
again.
true.
Oh,
You don't
man,
always
yeah.
have something that's like on your shoulder weighing you down. It's like,
Yeah.
shouldn't I be doing something right now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like today, all I had was this to do, and I was
Exactly.
just like, nah.
It's hard to let yourself just be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should be cleaning something right now at
Yeah.
bare minimum. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, now we're moving on to what is my favorite segment of the podcast. This is a segment called Do You Want This? And you're in for a treat because Do You Want This up to this point has mostly just been me finding crap around my house and just seeing if people want stuff. Like Simon Jasnick got he didn't accept it. Don't know why. It was a like really rock hard bag of marshmallows. So that used to be what Do You Want This
Why
was.
wouldn't you want that?
But because of the fact that my fiance recently had her wedding shower and now I've had to like replace a bunch of stuff in the kitchen with new stuff we've got, there's going to be some decent stuff coming up on Do You Want This?
Oh,
So
okay.
today's Do You Want This is a salad spitter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do I actually have to say if I want to take you up on that offer?
Do you want this?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
If you want it, you can
Well,
have it.
you know what? I would if I didn't have almost that exact same one in my fridge at this moment. But I do agree, salad spinners are great.
Excellent. This has been Do You Want This?
All right. And now for our next segment, do you want this? Now, this is a bit of a...
What are you doing?
Oh, you don't know.
What are you doing?
So,
Oh.
for our viewers at home, Alex's birthday is coming up. Alex's birthday is May 8th.
Oh.
So, Alex,
What?
if you go to the very corner of the room here,
What?
there's something for you if you want it.
Ooh.
This is a cast strength bottle of Alberta Premium.
That's a nice
Do you want
surprise.
this?
Yes.
Then it's yours. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Son of a bitch.
What a sneaky
Why'd
little
you do
surprise.
that?
That's nice.
So that has been Do You Want This?
I'm going to cry on the podcast. Oh my God. I'm going to give you the... That was the game show intro for you.
Oh, there you go.
Yay. Yay me.
Hey, compose myself. Damn. Okay, so we're gonna move on. My stars. We're gonna move on to a segment called Who Said It. So we're still using Dallas, even though he's not here. So in this segment, I'm going to give you two tweets. You're gonna have to tell me who said it: Dallas Outsider or the celebrity who I've picked for the week. Your celebrity this week is Post Malone.
Okay.
So who said it? Post Malone or Dallas?
Okay.
Is meatball and fruit?
Dallas.
That was Post Malone.
Oh.
Holy shit. I was going to say I could not tell.
For
That's
that's one of the toughest ones
Is
we've had,
meatball and
actually. Yeah.
fruit.
Is meatball and fruit. And your second tweet, who said it? Dallas or Post Malone? I'm on that good vitamin and prayers.
Again, also.
Hey, Post Malone.
Dallas.
Oh no.
That's a good one.
I'm on that good vitamin and prayers.
It was prayers with a Z.
Oh, it should have
Oh,
been.
man.
Oh, you missed a trick,
Missed
Dallas.
opportunity.
Follow Dallas on Twitter. It's bizarre. We laughed all the way to Edmonton one time just reading his tweets. It was ridiculous.
awesome.
This next segment's called Gun to Your Head / Would You Rather. So for this one, I'm going to give you a hypothetical, and you have to pick between the hosts. And I know you don't really know Dallas and Ollie, but they're part of this too.
Okay.
So which host do you think would throw a better backyard barbecue?
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
I don't know those other two guys, but it seems like he will. be.
I will accept that honor. I am pretty good at cooking.
Yeah.
I will
You strike
say.
me as a griller.
Well, okay. I might not accept the connotations that comes with, but I do know my way around a grill.
Hey, there you go.
So, you know.
Have you reached the point where you smoke your own meats yet,
Like
Will?
a pit master.
No, I would love to get into that. It's the thing is it's so expensive and I don't personally own a grill. Whenever
Yeah.
I go to grill, it's just with my dad. He might fit the definition of a griller. He's maybe not quite a griller, but he's close.
I used to think those things were so stupid where it was like as guys get older they fall into like one of three categories and stuff. And then as I've gotten older
a thing.
It is
Yeah.
a thing. Yeah. the longer I'm around, the more
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no.
Watch, you'll start bird watching soon. You will.
You either die a hero or live long enough to start grilling.
Or as Dallas tweeted, you either die pissing or live long enough to see yourself shitting.
That
That's
was
an
also a Dallas
immortal
tweet.
tweet. He's a gremlin. And our final of our regular segments here today is Secret Time. So with Secret Time, we used to give you a bunch of secrets and you have to assign them to the hosts and stuff like that, but we've simplified it now. So I'm going to give you one secret, and you're going to have to pick whose secret it is. And so this includes Dallas and Ollie again.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like in a way you kind of know Dallas a little bit by this point. Ollie's English, if that helps.
Okay. Yes, I think I've met Ollie once or twice.
Everybody has. He gets around. Which host learned how to swim at 10?
Ooh.
Didn't learn how to swim until they were 10.
Didn't learn
Yeah,
how to
that
swim
might be
till
a
they were
better way
10.
of putting it.
Yeah,
Okay. Was it you?
it was not me.
Oh.
It was Will Wallace.
It was me.
No.
No, so I guess this is also kind of a story about my dad. My dad tried to teach me how to swim when I was 6 because his parents lived in a house with a pool in their backyard.
Mhm.
So he tried to teach me how to swim, but he tried to teach me how to swim by throwing me in the deep end of said pool. So I kind of bounced off of it and didn't actually learn how to swim properly until I was like 10. And then I went through the YMCA program and I think caught up like 6 levels in a single go through the stream, which that felt pretty
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, with me, my mom forced me to do swimming lessons at the lake that she learned how to swim at.
Oh, okay.
Which, in hindsight, I think was just an excuse for her to get the family cabin down there for 2 weeks every summer.
Hey, why not?
Sneaky Paula. But I would fail every year at the lake because I hate swimming in lakes. I freak out. I hate seaweed and all that, and so like I would
You
fail.
picture sharks.
Not really that so much as just I get grossed out.
Oh, gotcha.
But like, so yeah, I would fail every year at the lake, and then I would have to go, and when we'd go back home to Hamiota where we lived in Manitoba, I would do it at the pool later in the summer, and so I'd pass at the pool and then fail at the lake and then pass at the pool, and so like the people at the lake were always so confused how I was still with them.
But your mom was happy because you got to go to the cabin.
Pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, and I just figured that out now. I just deduced that. Like, sneaky. That's very sneaky.
Some mom logic right there.
That is mom logic, I guess. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And now I hate swimming. I don't swim anymore.
You don't like
Really?
it?
No. It's kind of like skating. I didn't like skating too much, and they forced me to do skating lessons, and now I don't skate.
There you go.
So, yeah.
I'm not big on skating, but I do like a good swim. I just like
Yeah.
doing laps. in, like, a-
Lane
a
swimming is
pool.
one of those things that is way harder than it looks.
Mm.
Like people make it look easy, but it's actually really exhausting.
Hell of a workout.
Yeah.
Full
it
body
really is.
workout.
Yeah.
The swimmers, like, was it Michael Phelps? Do you remember the show Shaq versus anybody?
No.
No, this
Shaq versus is a treat if you can find it somewhere. It was a show where Shaquille O'Neal would take on famous athletes in their sport.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And Michael Phelps was one of his episodes, so he was going to race Michael Phelps, and so like Michael Phelps was like taking him through his training and stuff like that. And they went to a restaurant, and Michael Phelps ordered like a steak, a lobster, like he ordered like 4 different meals at this restaurant. And Shaq was like, "What the hell, man?" He's like, "Well, I burn like 20,000 calories or
Oh, I
whatever
bet.
swimming every day, so I have to eat like crazy."
I bet it's so hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's wild.
yeah.
I wish. Well, you've made it through the gauntlet of our regular segments. I'm going to lift the veil of not talking about music here. Is there anything you want to shout out? Is there anything you'd like to promote?
Well, I play saxophone in Skaravan, and I do a little bit of session music with other bands here and there.
Cool.
But I'm releasing some of my own music right away here. I've been recording with Scott Triffo. His recording business production company is called Mojo Productions. So he's been working with me, and we're recording some songs.
Sweet.
I'm going to be releasing one of them called Rabbit Hole pretty soon. So watch for that on my social media. And I've been working a bit with Remedy Music, who's Christine Johnson and Clark.
Yeah.
To finish up recording after this. I'm actually going over there to finish recording a song. And I had my friend Anna, who's also in Skaravan, play some violin on it. So that one's going to come out soon too. It's going to be really awesome. I think it's going to be a really beautiful song.
Nice.
And on Mother's Day, Sunday, I'm going to be playing a couple sets at Sparrow Coffee
Cool.
at 1:30 till 3:30 or so.
Where's that?
It's I believe it's, you know what? I've never actually been there before,
Is
but I
it
think it's in
the
City Park. Yeah.
area.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
Cool.
I think the same building as Better Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So that should be good. I'm just, and then this summer, Skaravan has a few shows coming up. I think more into June and July. We're going to be playing one of the pop-up jazz festival shows and Haywire Music Festival, Art in the Garden, and a couple of things like that.
I think you guys are also here in August, aren't
And
you?
we are here in August. Yeah, there's
Just
a
remember
whole
that.
calendar list, and off the top of my head forget exactly the dates. But so I'm looking forward to those and excited to release some of my own music and get into that a little bit. It's something I've always wanted to do, but sometimes when you're in bands and stuff, it's hard to do that. So I've been really trying to make an effort to do that on my own and
Absolutely.
for myself.
That's
So
awesome.
it
Where
should
can
be
we
cool.
find you on like socials and stuff like that?
I'm just really only on Instagram. I'm Mish Lee Music. And yeah, you can find me on there. I'll be updating some new releases and stuff like that soon. So
awesome.
I'm excited.
Well, this was a good episode. Thank
Yeah,
you so much for
thanks,
coming
guys.
on. It was so
Thanks
great
for
to have
having
you.
me. It was awesome.
Thanks to Somewhere Else Pub. I guess I should have said that off the top. We're not at Gather right now because I don't know what's going down at Gather anymore. So we're now at Somewhere Else Pub to finish out the season. So back
Great
at the
place
old
to be.
grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, back where we started, back in the OG pub.
Nice.
And yeah. So thanks to Somewhere Else for having us. And make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you, I guess, subscribe or whatever on anywhere you find your podcasts. And yeah, thanks for Will for being here. Dallas and Ollie, can't wait to have you back.
Ollie?
Oh, and I guess I should start promoting it now, maybe even though it's not going to be for a while. But we're going to be doing a really crazy podcast idea. We're going to be doing something. I won't give it all away yet, but it's going to be D&D related, and it's going to be ambitious. So
Yes.
keep an eye out for that. It's going to be kind of fun. So yeah, thanks for joining us again. This has been the Anything Else podcast.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.